Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Bri with Bless Your Body. Thank you so much for joining me today. And today we have a power strength training, Vinyasa flow. So come grab a mat, grab some yoga blocks, and let's get started. Come find your mat, find a comfortable seat here. We're just gonna start in child's pose. So coming on facing the top of your mat, extending your knees out towards the sides of the mat, untucking your toes, sitting them back. We're gonna sit all the way back, sit bones to the heels, drop all the way to the ground, forehead to the mat. Gonna breathe here, sending oxygen into the body. Focusing on some deep inhales and exhales here as we are going to move through this Vinyasa flow today for strength and balance focus. Being intentional with your breath. Let's walk the fingers a little bit further towards the top of the mat, really stretching out that upper body. As we engage to the flow today. Deep inhales and exhales. Maybe the deepest breaths that you've taken today. Let's drop our right ear to the ground. Getting that light twist in the neck. Coming back to center, now dropping the left ear to the ground. Getting that light twist. Let's come back to center. Walk your hands a little bit forward towards the top of the mat. Feeling that stretch. Let's slowly rise up to table. Let's do some cat-cow. So drop the belly, shift the gaze forward, inhale. Exhale, push the back up towards the sky. Drop the head. Inhale, drop the stomach, shift the gaze forward. Exhale, push back. Now let's try to make some circles with the stomach. Really warming up the spine here, making big circles. Let's switch directions. From here, let's come into hero pose. So bring your knees together, bring your toes together, sit back. Into a hero pose. We're just going to stretch out our wrist here. So let's find your fingers just facing forward, your wrists facing the back, your palms of the hands on the ground. Just lightly lean forward until you feel a little bit of a stretch here. We're just going to lightly rock back and forth on the wrist, warming up the wrist today. If you need more stability here, you can open up your hips, untuck your toes, tuck the toes behind you, and just lightly rock forward and back. Let's take the backs of the hands, put them on the ground, fingers facing each other towards the middle of the mat. Just lightly rock back and forth here. Getting the stretch on your wrist. Now let's place the palms of the hands, fingers facing your body, and the wrist facing the tops of the mat. Just lightly rock. Making some circles. Switch directions. Feeling them stretch out. Awesome. Untuck the wrist. Let's come to a hero sitting position, facing me. So here we're just going to roll out the shoulders a bit. So let's do some big circles going backwards. shoulders. So we're warming up the body for this flow today. Let's switch directions. Do some side twist here. Bring the hands up to the sky. Take the right hand, drop it to the ground. Just get this light side bend here. You can either stay here or bend deeper into the pose by taking that right elbow and bending it. Remembering to breathe. Deeper. Let's come back up to center. Right hand up towards the sky. Let's take the left hand, drop it to the ground. Get this nice side bend here. Maybe bend that left elbow some more. Coming down, stretching over, shifting your gaze up. Come back to center. From here, just bring your hands down to our legs. Take our right ear to the right shoulder. Roll it forward. Left ear, left shoulder. Roll it forward, right ear to right shoulder. Just find a little flow going back and forth here, warming up the neck. Good job, everybody. So now we're moving into the flow. I know we're moving a little bit fast today, but that's because we're really building up that fire and that strength in our bodies. So, meeting me in table position, we are going to push back into a downward dog. Let's walk the dog, stretching out the back of the legs here. Walking the dog, pedaling the feet up and down. This feels good. Let's move over into high plank. Holding this high plank here for a moment, engaging the core, finding the line. Slowly go all the way down to the ground, untucking the toes, pushing up to cobra. Maybe doing a light twist here. Pushing back into downward dog. Walking the dog again. Again, let's go through our vinyasa. So let's go over to high plank. Finding the line, finding the strong plank here, engaging the core. Slowly lowering yourself all the way to the ground, untucking the toes, pushing up into cobra. Maybe finding this light twist here again. Push back into downward dog. Walking the dog one more time. Let's bring the legs out to the sides of the mat. Mine are just off of the mat, but still slightly touching it with my big toes. We're gonna take the right hand and bring it over to the left ankle, creating this nice side twist here. Breathing. Let's take the right hand and bring it back to center. Let's take the left hand, bring it over to the right ankle, creating this nice side twist here. Remembering to breathe as we're in this inversion. Maybe you can feel the blood coming towards your head. It's coming back to center. Let's go ahead, bring our feet, walk them back together. We're gonna walk our feet slowly all the way into a forward fold. Let's just fall into our knees. Nose to your knees here. Maybe you have a slight bend in your knees, that's okay too. Just finding this bend. Putting your hands on the mat, coming back into hero pose. So bringing your knees all the way to the ground, facing me. Nice, guys. All right. So from here, we're going to bring our arms up towards the sky. Just drop the right hand to the ground. We're going to raise the hips, extend the left leg out. Finding this line from the fingers all the way to the toes here. Finding this line. Now let's take the left leg, extend it up towards the sky. Creating a star. Making sure you breathe as we're really warming up the body here. Let's point and flex the foot. Now from From here, let's take the left foot, step it behind you into wild thing. Looking up at the fingers here. Back up into star. Point, flex the foot. Feel this in my leg. Let's come back to center. Whew. Good job, everybody. Let's bring the arms back up towards the sky. Take the left hand, drop it down towards the sky. Raise the hips up, finding that line from the right fingers to the right toes. Really elongating here. Breathing. Now let's go ahead and lift the right leg. Lifting it up, engaging the core. Let's point and flex the foot. Breathing. Point, and flex. Release the tension in your face. Let's step the foot back into wild thing. Looking up at the fingers. Feeling this pose. Bring the foot back up. Point, flex. Point and flex. Ooh, feeling that. Amazing. Let's come back to center. Let's just do some wrist roll out all the way up to the sky. Stretch, stretch, stretch the sky. And reverse the rolls with your wrist. Coming all the way down to the ground. Let's push into a table pose. Meet me here. Let's push back into a downward dog. Walk the dog a bit. Let's extend the left leg up towards the sky. Let's bend the knee, open the hip, and let's do some hip circles. So we're gonna go forward, make some hip circles here. Really opening the hip. Let's do 3 forward and reverse the circles. Send it up towards the sky. Let's bend the knee, open the hip. Let's go ahead and flip the dog. Finding the nice back bend here, stretching out the back with your fingers. Feeling the heat in your body. I definitely am. Now let's go ahead and rotate back to 3-legged dog. Pushing back to this 3-legged dog here, repositioning yourself into a strong 3-legged dog. We're gonna bring the leg forward, bring your nose to your knee. Holding that, remembering to breathe. Let's push it up towards the sky. Now let's step it through in between the hands, dropping the back knee, coming up into low lunge. Let's take the right hand, put it back on the right calf, and reverse the warrior. It's okay if you fall out of it a little bit. That's the point. Everything is a practice. Come back up to low lunge. Bring your hands down to the ground. Tuck the toes behind you, pushing back to a 3-legged dog. Let's bring the left leg down to the ground. Let's walk it out a little bit. Let's bring the right leg up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Let's bend the knee, open the hip. Do some hip circles. Bring it forward, big circles. Reverse the circles. Maybe you hear your hips crack here. That's okay. We're just warming them up, opening them up. After that, let's bring it back up towards the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip again, and we're going to flip the dog. Finding this nice back bend here, gazing at the fingers. The right hand should be here. Breathing. Go ahead and rotate back to three-legged dog. Finding the strong three-legged dog here. Engaging your core. Let's take the right leg, step it through the hands into low lunge, dropping that back knee. Coming up. Taking the left hand, bring it back to the left calf, and let's reverse the warrior. Shifting your gaze to this right hand here. Come back up to center. Bring your hands down. Tuck your toes in the back, pushing back into a downward dog, both feet together. Let's walk the dog again. Slowly walk your feet all the way to forward fold. Just hang here for a moment. Grab your elbows, maybe sway back and forth. Let's go ahead. We're going to slowly stand vertebrae by vertebrae. The last thing that should come up is your head. So slowly coming all the way up as your head is the last thing to rise. Maybe just resituating yourself from that little power we just did. Let's just shake out the body a little bit. All right. So we're going to swan dive up towards the sky. Bring your hands to heart center. We're slowly going to move into a warrior 3. So let's bring the left leg back, keeping it straight, pointing the toes. Keeping your hands at heart center here. Finding this balance, maybe creating a micro bend in your knee here and finding a focus point on the ground because that's what's going to help you find your balance. So let's point and flex the foot here, engaging the core, having that micro bend in the knee. Let's extend our hands out to the side to an airplane. Let's try a challenge here. So let's take the left hand, bring it to the ground, but just ever so lightly, fingertips are touching. Rotate, let's bring the right hand to the ground. Bring your hands out in front of you. Finding this pose here, holding it, holding it, holding it. Slowly come up, keeping the left leg up, bringing it up forward to your chest, hugging it in. Whew. Holding this pose here. And let's slowly bring it to the ground. Shake out the legs. Good job, everybody. Finding your stance, finding your strong mountain pose. Swan dive your arms up towards the sky. Down to heart center. We're going to move back into a warrior 3. Bring your right leg up, pointing the toe. Hands at heart center. Micro bending the knee. Point and flex the foot. Point and flex, point and flex. Engaging the core. Bring your hands out to the side. Trying to find the alignment from your top of your head to your toes. Let's bring the right hand down to the ground, creating this twist. Find your focus point on the ground, micro moving. Let's go ahead, rotate, left hand to the ground. Trying to find the alignment. Shifting your hands forward. Finding the alignment here, holding the pose, holding, holding, holding. Micro moving, let's go ahead, bring it forward, hugging the right leg into the chest. Shifting your gaze forward, standing tall. Keeping in mind your posture here. Let's go ahead, bring the right leg down. Shake it out. Whew. Maybe stretching out the ankles a little bit. Ooh, hear my toes crack. Okay. Let's go ahead, swan dive the arms up towards the sky. Bring them all the way down to the ground, forward fold. Go half lift. Down to the ground. Go all the way into chair pose. So arms are by your ears, you're sitting in a chair. Shift your gaze just lightly in front of you, finding that focus point. Breathing here, you're gonna feel this heat build up in your body. Holding it, focus. Try to find a meditative state here. Now this is very hard, it's gonna be very challenging, but that's the point of this practice today. You may even start to shake a little bit, that's okay. Maybe close your eyes, I invite you to close your eyes. Holding, holding, holding. Come up, open your legs and release. More. Shake it out. All right, everybody, let's swan dive our arms up towards the sky. Come down to the ground, again, forward fold. But from here, we're actually just gonna move into a table pose. Let's just do some light cat-cows here. All right, finding a neutral spine. Let's create a strong table. We're gonna take our left leg, bring it up in the back, and taking our right hand, extending up in the front. Again, finding this alignment here. We're really trying to focus on the alignment today and the strength and balance. Now you can either stay here. We're gonna go ahead, either stay here, or you can move in. Take your right hand back. Grab your left foot and try to create, extending this foot up towards the sky. Find your focus point. Slowly releasing. Hand forward, left foot back. And down to the ground. I feel that one. Let's do some cat cows. Oh. Finding again your strong table. Let's go ahead, take the left hand, extend it up towards the sky, right foot back. Finding this alignment from the fingers to the toes. Now you can either stay here, we're gonna take the left hand, bring it back to the foot, creating the strong table here and extending the foot up towards the sky. Breathing, engaging the core, feeling the heat. I feel the heat. Finding the focus point on the ground. Extending, extending, extending. Slowly release. Extending the hand forward, foot back. Whew. Come back to table. Come sit in hero pose. Grab some water. Need some water. I'm gonna grab some water. Guys, we're moving through it, we're getting through it. We're creating stronger muscles, more balance within our bodies. That's what's gonna keep us strong, healthy, and blessing our bodies. Each and every day, doing practices like this to get our heart rate up, to keep us healthy. All right, roll out our shoulders a little bit. As we're gonna move into the next power sequence. We're almost there, guys. Let's go. On table position, we're gonna go ahead, push into a plank. Finding a strong plank here. We're gonna go ahead and open up to the right side. So shifting over, taking the right hand up towards the sky. Maybe looking at your hand or the ceiling. Take the right foot, send it up, creating a big star here. Shifting forward, wherever your gaze feels best. If you want, you can stay here, take your hand, put it on your knee. You can even step it back into wild thing. Beautiful. Come back up, try to transition into the star. Find your balance. Ooh. And let's come back to a table. Breathing, taking a second here. Let's push back into a plank pose. Strong plank, engaging the core. Shifting over, opening up to the left. Left hand up towards the sky. Let's take the left foot. Extend it up towards the sky, pointing the foot, finding the star here. Strong star. If you want, take your hand, bring it to your knee. If you want, let's take it, step it back into wild thing. Now from here, let's go ahead, transition back into star. And all the way over to table. Whew. Good job, guys. Whew. Take a moment, let's roll out the wrist, roll out the body. Whatever feels good in this moment. Shake it out. All right. Now, like I said, this is a more strength challenging flow. So, if you're familiar with doing a headstand, we can go ahead and we're gonna move into our headstand. Or if you are not good with headstands, you can either do this pose, just a light bridge here. Whatever you are feeling today, you can do a bridge. You can bring your feet up to the sky like this. Or put your hands on your lower back, extend it like this. Now do not move your head around. Keep your face facing forward. Do not turn it when you're in that pose. Repeat. Do not turn your head when you're either like this, definitely not like this. Okay? Alright, so finding a variation of what you want to do of those ones, or a headstand. So a headstand, I'm gonna bring my hands to my elbows like this, and find it kind of in like a plank arms. So starting here, opening to plank arms, tucking my head, lightly coming up. Now if you want to work on your headstand, you can just kind of stay here and like walk your feet forward and backwards if you're working on your headstand. But if you have your headstand, you should not kick up. You should just bring one foot at a time to the sky. Just play with it here. Doing whatever feels best with your legs. Breathing in any of the options I gave you. Slowly coming together, coming to the ground. That's great, guys. All right. Coming back, we're gonna move into the end of the practice. Just gonna come back, lay on our backs, and do any variation of a bridge that you want. So you're gonna just lay on the mat here, bring your hips up to the sky, or go into a wheel, so whatever feels best. So prepare yourself into the pose that we're gonna go into. I'm gonna do a wheel, so finding my position, facing my fingers toward my body, my wrists are facing towards the top of the mat, toes pointing outward. And I'm gonna bring my hips towards the sky. Finding the pose here. Maybe like walking my feet forward towards my hands. Getting to stretch. If you're in the wheel or if you're in a bridge, let's just take our legs up one at a time. Breathing. And let's come down to the mat. Whew. Let's lay flat. Neutralizing the spine here. After all that strength, balance, and power that we did. Good job. You know, it's okay if you're not perfect. It's okay if you fell out of it. Or if you couldn't necessarily keep your balance. Everything in this world, including yoga, is a practice. So you have to start somewhere to get somewhere. Continuing to breathe. Let's hug both our legs into our chest, creating a little ball. Just lightly rock, massaging our spine. Let's release our legs. Let's take our right leg, bring it up, drop it over to the left, sending the hand out to the side, looking over at the right fingers, creating this twist. Come back to center, dropping the right leg to the ground. Let's bring the left leg up, bring it over to the right side. Let's look over at our left fingers. Coming back, bring it to center. Neutralizing the spine for the moment. Just breathing. Now from here, if you want to do something else for your back, you can grab a block, just one block. We're going to tuck it, put it underneath our back, our lower back here. Where our butt kind of hangs off the edge, creating this arch in the back. Just drop our legs, extending our hands outward. We're really shining the heart up, the stomach up towards the sky here. Stretching out the back. Now if you don't have a block, you can just lay flat or put a pillow underneath your back here. This feels good. Relaxing. I could fall asleep here. Did anyone else fall asleep here? After all that flow we did. So I'm gonna bring my feet back up towards my butt, lifting my hips up, taking the block out, letting my back come down to the mat again, laying flat for a moment, just breathing. Just slowly bring your legs up towards your chest. Let's roll over to the right side. Push up, meet me in seated. Finding a comfortable seat. Do I look like a mess? A little bit. It was a flow, definitely a strong flow today. Finding a comfortable seat. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. The world is always better after yoga. Bless your body, bless yourself, be kind. Show some kindness in the world, not only to yourself, but to your friends, family, people who you are around. You'll never know whose day you're going to be today. So thank you so much for joining me again. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Grow within yourself and help me grow within this channel to continue to show you guys these things. Thanks so much. Namaste.